Hello friends and welcome to my channel IB or Listening Developer. So today we are back with another C++ video on this channel. Like you all know that previously we have started a new C++ tutorial series in which we have covered up really different things, like we have learned about pointers, then we have also learned about variables, and we have also learned about what are operators in C++. So we have learned many things about C++ previously on, but now we will be working on functions in today's video. Like I'll be telling you that what are functions in C++ and how many types of functions are there in C++, how you can use functions in C++, all the things I'll be telling you about functions in C++ here in this video. So I hope you'll be enjoying this video from start of functions in C++. So if you enjoy this video and if you understand this amazing tutorial here, so remember to hit a like to this video, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like that, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing hit notification bell as well so you can get the notifications of all my coming up videos which I will be uploading in future. So now what we are waiting for, let's move to computer screen and let's get started. So now here we are on the computer screen, and like I've told you in the start that today I'll be telling you that what are functions in C++, because we have already learned about pointers, then we have also learned about variables and elements, but now we will be learning about functions. Like if we are starting with functions, so how many types of functions are in C++, how we can start with functions, and how we can use functions in C++. So normally if we talk about a function, so a function is a block of code which only runs when it is called. You can pass data known as parameters into a function. Functions are used to perform certain actions and they are important for reusing code. Define the code once and use it many times. So just if we talk about these things which is written here, so it is just saying is that function are used to perform certain actions and it define code once and you can use it many times. That's amazing. So if you want to create a function, so C++ provides some predefined functions such as main, which is used to execute code, but you can also create your own functions to perform certain actions. To create, often referred to as declare a function, specify the name of the function followed by parenthesis. It is just saying me that normally C++ provides some predefined functions like main and many others, but you can also create your own function if you want to execute a different code. And to create your own function, you can also perform certain actions with that. And if you want to create any function, or if you want to declare any thing which you are creating as a function, so for that you need to just create a function and then you have to use this parenthesis, which is really important to use, because if you are creating a function, so this parenthesis is really important to use in C++ and in Python as well. When we create functions, so there also we need to use parenthesis, and like that in C++ also we need to do the same thing. Then before this parenthesis you need to just write your function name. It can be any name of your function. You can create it with my function, you can create it with your own name. So function can be with any name you want to create because it's your own function. And if you want to just see what is written in this example, so it is just showing me that my function is the name of the function. Void means that the function does not have a return value. You will learn more about return values later in the next chapter. Inside the function, the body add codes that define what the function should do. Means if I am creating this my function, so this is the name of function, and void means that the function does not have a return value. Means when we are creating a function, so before that I need to write this void value. Why I'm writing this void value? Because it means that the function does not have any return value. If your function has a return value, so you don't need to write this, but if you are normally creating a function and it does not have any return value, so you need to use this void with your function name. And then in the next coming up videos I will be telling you more about return values, that how you can use return values and what are returns value in C++. And if you move inside the function, so then we just see the body of the function and the code that defines that what function should be do. So if you want to call a function, you need to declare function that are not executed immediately. They are saved for later use and will be executed later when they are called. To call a function, write the function's name followed by two parentheses and a semicolon. Normally, like I've told you at top, like first of all, you need to just write your function name, and after that you need to just create this parenthesis and a semicolon. In the following example, my function is used to print a text the action when it is called. So this is the function which we have created, and before that function I have created void as well because it is not returning any value, that's why. Then in count I have just written the thing in a string as I just got executed. So this is a function normally which I have created, and inside main I have called my function. So remember, when you are creating any function, you have to call that function inside the main thing, which is init main, which means integer main. So if we talk about another example which we have created, so this is the function which we have called in init main again and again, my function, so that this function which I have run should be running 3 times now, because I have printed it 3 times, that's why. And then you have to return the value as 0 as well, so this function should be running in your output. And then the output you will be getting will be I just got executed 3 times in a row, because I have printed the same function 3 times in my init main. That's the thing. And if you want to learn about function declaration and definition, so a C++ function consists of 2 parts: declaration, the return type, the name of the function, and parameters if any; definition, the body of the function code to be executed. If we talk about function, so basically the function is a return type of the name of function and parameters. And if we talk about the definition of function, so the body of the function code to be executed. Normally this is the definition of function. And if we talk about a note, like what the note is written here, so it is just saying me that if a user defined function such as my function is declared after the main function, an error will be occurred. Like if I'm using a function, my function, and then when I have used this function and after that function I'm using another function which is the main function, so it will be coming with an error. Why it will be showing me an error? Because I'm using 2 functions in one time, and C++ does not have anything like if you're using 2 functions at once, so it will be giving you the output. It will be obviously giving you an error if you're using 2 functions at one time, so that's not possible. However, it is possible to separate the declaration and definition of the function for code optimization. You can do that to run 2 functions. You will often see C++ programs that have function declaration above main and function definition below main. This will make the code better organized and easier to read. So you can use this function declaration here if you want to use 2 different functions at once, so that you can run both functions, and it should be possible for a user if they are running 2 different functions in one file. And if we move down, so this is function definition which you can use. Simply that's the thing. And now I'll be just moving at the top, and we will be just copying the first example, which is void my function, so that I can see if I'm using this example, so what function I'm getting here or what output I'm getting here. But I'll be not using this example, because in this example just it is written void my function, so it will be not running with that. I'll be copying this example in which we are getting 2 functions, but 2 are differently running. So we have to see if we are using 2 different functions or what output I'm getting here by running the first function which I have used. So I'll be just going to Google Chrome here. Then I will be now just moving on to my file, and my file is Replit. Sorry, my text editor is Replit, so I'll be using Replit as my text editor again. Now here you can just use any of your file, but as you know that I'll be not using that account here, so I'll be logging with my other account, and I'll be pressing continue with Google. And then you have to just select anything, so I'll be selecting any other account, and then I'll be moving with that. So you can just use different accounts of Replit if you want to use, like if you have created 3 REPLs in a row, or you can use the same REPL again, so it's not a big deal to do that. I'll be just pressing create REPL here, and then I will be pressing C++. And now the title which I will be giving, as like in this video we are just learning about functions, so I will be writing here functions in C++, or like this you can write functions in C++ like this, and then press create REPL. After creating a new REPL, just you have to wait a while, because it will be running some things, and then your REPL will be just running successfully. So now it has been run. We have to just do one thing. We have to run this command so that we can see it is running or not. So our codes are running, so I'll be removing this thing now, and I'll be writing include IOStream like this. So now you have to write include IOStream. Then I'll be just moving down and write here using namespace std, which is another starting code which we have to write when we are working with C++, init main, then paste all the things which we have copied. Now what I have done here is, like, I have created one init main function again, like at first, and after that function I have created another function which is my function, and with after this my function I have created another function of init main in which I have written the value as my function again, so that I can call that function and I can get the output. If I run this command, so I want to see what output I'm getting, like what things I'm getting here when I'm running this. If I run this command, you can see error is coming. Why error is coming? Because I'm using one function with 2 names, and thing is that I'm using these 2 functions in an other function which we cannot do in C++. So that's why I'll be removing this function here. And now if I run it, so now we will be not getting any error, and this my function will be having the output as I just got executed here in the output. If I run it now you can just see the output is coming. I just got executed because now I'm using two functions, but two functions are separately being used. That's why I'm getting perfectly output as I just got executed, and I'm calling the function as well in init main, so that's not a big deal. So I hope you understand if you want to use a normal function in C++ and if you call that function, so how you can do that and how you can get the output. So that's the thing. Now moving on to another example which we have seen here is that if I'm using this function 3 times, so I'm getting 3 outputs or not. So we have to check that as well. So I'll be moving on to Google Chrome here, and then I'll be pasting these things. Now here I will be writing slash function, which is an comment you can say, so that we can consider this thing as a function. So now the function name is void my function because we don't have to return any value. That's why I've written void. Then I've written my function, and then in my function I've written I just got executed, which we were getting previously, and now I want that this thing should be printed 3 times. That's why I have just printed this my function. Like I have called this function 3 times here in a row. I will be running this. After running, you can just see now we are getting I just got executed 3 times. Now you will be thinking why I'm writing this backslash n here. I'm writing this backslash n so that I can get every text in other line. If I don't do that, so you will be getting all three things in one line. If I run it, you can just see all three I just got executed are in one line, but we don't need to do that because we need to get our code clean, or we need to get our output clean. That's why I'll be pressing this backslash n and I'll be running it again to get 3 outputs in 3 different lines. So I hope you understand if you want to call a same function 3 to 4 times, or if you want to call it many times, you can do that here using the init main function, or you can use normally the call function of your normal function name which you have created. So I hope you understand how you can do that. So just like that, you can use functions here in C++, and there are some function declaration and definitions as well which you can use there, but I think that all the same thing which you can use and you can call the function. So I hope you understand if you want to use functions in C++, so how you can do that here. So if you have understand this video of functions, and if you enjoy that, how we can use functions in C++, how we can call a function in C++, remember to hit a like to this video. And if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like that, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing, hit notification bell as well, so you can get the notifications of all my coming up videos which I will be uploading in future. So I'll be just meeting you next video or in next project of C++ from start. So for today, goodbye.